Is upload automation really worth it? That's a question that many of you might have asked yourselves before if you've ever contemplated investing into a tool that helps you upload your designs. And in this video, I'm going to go off of my past 2 years or over 2 years of experience and give you the pros and cons that I've found for using Flying Upload. Now, that is the only tool I've been using, so I can't really give you feedback on any other upload automation tools, unfortunately, but I'll still try my best to help you weigh up whether it's something that you should be considering for your print-on-demand business. And just to let you know as well, this is not a sponsored video. I do have an affiliate link for Flying Upload in the description, but that doesn't mean that I can't give you my honest opinion. I am going to give you cons as well. We're going to start with them actually, and then at the end of the video I'm going to give you my final conclusion of whether upload automation is actually worth it. So let's get started with the first con. So it definitely takes quite a bit of time to get used to these tools and to get set up at the beginning. This is in comparison to something like a research tool, which I'm guessing most of you have probably used before or tried before. Those are fairly self-explanatory, you can't really do much wrong. But with upload automation, there's way more to it, there's lots of functionality to save you time, and there's also a lot of different marketplaces to upload to, so there's definitely quite a bit of a learning curve for beginners when you first open the software, and that is a bit of a downside. The next point I definitely had to mention, and I'm not going to beat around the bush, is the fact that these tools are very expensive. I know that there's like different tiers, you can get cheaper versions of the tool, you can even get a free version to try it out, but if you want the full tool with all the functionality, it is really expensive. So I can imagine for beginners, if you're not making many sales and you don't have a lot of money saved up, then it's like near to impossible to invest into upload automation. If you compare it to research tools as well, like the price tag is quite a bit higher. Whether the price is justified, that's something I'm going to talk about later, but just from a general like outside standpoint, it's definitely a downside that they are expensive. The link that I have in the description gives you 20% discount. That doesn't make it cheap, it does help a little bit, but yeah, overall the tool is still pretty expensive to pay for, whether it's monthly or yearly. The next con I had to mention is the fact that not every marketplace allows upload automation. Now, I upload to all marketplaces besides Merch by Amazon, and that's because Merch by Amazon literally states somewhere in their content policy that they do not allow scripting for bulk uploads. And many people use Flying Upload for Merch by Amazon, and I've never heard anyone run into trouble. However, it is not allowed due to their terms, and that's why I personally like to stay away from it. It's up to you whether you would want to take the risk, but most other marketplaces you don't really have any problems. They do throw up the captures, you know, to verify that you're actually human and not a robot every now and then, but besides that, you're totally fine to use upload automation on most marketplaces out there. So moving on from that, a bit of a sort of half a con. I wouldn't say it's very detrimental. It feels kind of bad when you don't have any designs to upload. If you've invested the money into the tool and you haven't really used it for a few days, you feel really terrible. That's just me, maybe other people don't feel that way, but it kind of led to me sort of feeling rushed to create designs sometimes, and I would spend less time researching and less time on design quality maybe. I'd just quickly create a lot of scalable stuff just so I can press upload on the tool and feel like, you know, the tool is working for me. It's more of a psychological thing. I wouldn't say that's something that should turn anyone away from buying the tool, but I definitely wanted to mention it because I thought it was an interesting effect that the tool had on my mind at least, and I'd be curious to know if anyone else who uses Flying Upload, if you have the same experience. And the last con I had to talk about is the fact that it still takes time and effort to manage and maintain your uploads. It's not like some people make out. You just drag your designs into the software, you click one button and everything just happens automatically. You still have to do some stuff. It still takes up time in your day. You know, it's not all fully autonomous. The reason I say this is because, especially if you have the full version and you have all these different marketplaces, each marketplace has different rules in terms of how many designs you can upload per day. Then there's some websites which have a product limit per store, so you have to keep creating new stores. This way you keep going back to the software, changing some settings, or just checking whether you can upload again to this one marketplace. And then you also have to go back and check which designs you were just uploading, because typically, for me at least, I'm uploading different things to different marketplaces at the same time, and it gets a bit confusing in the head sometimes of like, what was I actually uploading here and what was I uploading there? So there's definitely still some effort to it. It's not just one click and forget about it, but the overall time that it saves is worth the effort. You're not going to be sat there for 5 hours every day just clicking upload and changing settings around. That's not what I mean. But you're still going to take, like, I don't know, half an hour to an hour if you have a lot of designs every day to manage the uploads and make sure they run smoothly. And now moving on to the pros of using upload automation. And the first one is one of my favorites, and it is the fact that the tools enable you to build multiple income streams very easily. In my case, it's over 10 now, over 10 different print-on-demand websites or marketplaces that Flying Upload enabled me to build up. The benefit from that is, if one of the companies maybe ceases trading, or your sales just drop down completely, or maybe you get suspended, then yes, one income stream is gone, but you still have like 9 other ones to rely on. You have some more safety and stability. And also, if the sales vary between them, like say a Spreadshirt's doing really badly, then maybe TeePublic is going really well at the same time. There's an up and down between the marketplaces, making your income more stable, which is extremely hard to do manually, almost impossible in my opinion to upload to like 10 different marketplaces, especially if you have a lot of designs. So definitely a massive pro and one of my favorites. Pro number 2 is that if you have a lot of designs, it is actually fairly easy to profit from the tool. Now, what do I mean by profit from the tool? Let's say you pay the full price and you spend, let's just round it to like $500. The tool makes you $1,000 in sales, meaning the marketplaces that you've uploaded to, that you would have never uploaded to manually, have given you $1,000 of royalties. That's your profit. You've profited $500, you've made more money back than the tool cost you to subscribe to. This is very easy in my opinion if you have tons of designs and you keep uploading to lots of different marketplaces with them, because I'll give you an example. I started uploading to Society6 about 2 years ago when I got the tool, which is one of those marketplaces that takes forever and ever to upload to manually. It's literally like 20 minutes per design. So using Flying Upload, I've never uploaded manually to this site, but over the 2 years I've made about $2,000 in royalties. Now, Society6 is not one of my best sites. It's definitely a very slow one for sort of generic t-shirt designs. They sell a lot more patterns all over print products. They're definitely more known for that. But still, just from that site alone, I have made more money than I ever spent on Flying Upload throughout my 2 years. So that's why, in my opinion, it is fairly easy to profit from the tools over time with a lot of designs. The next pro that I found with using Flying Upload is that the support is really, really good. And shout out to Tom, who manages the support on Discord for Flying Upload. He is really, really good at responding. Even on weekends, he'll get back to you very quickly and is very, very good at helping you out. Even if it's a problem that only you are having and he doesn't seem to have, or other people don't seem to have, he'll still look into it and try and find a solution or give you a tip of how to work around it. So support is definitely really good. And that's also a massive benefit for beginners who are really struggling to get used to the tool. If you have problems, just ask him. He's also made tons of tutorials in the past that are uploaded to the Flying Upload YouTube channel that will help you out with getting started and set up and understanding the ways of Flying Upload. So definitely a massive benefit or massive pro of Flying Upload is their support. Pro number 4 is arguably one of the most important pros, and I should have really mentioned this earlier, but the amount of time that these tools can save you is just incredible. Time is the most valuable thing we have, right? You can't buy time. You're not going to get any extra time. The closest thing that we get to buying time is these time savers, time-saving tools, or just learning how to do things more efficiently. Upload automation is definitely a massive time saver. If I had to add up all the hours over the 2 years that these tools have saved me, I would never finish like adding up. There's so many thousands and thousands of hours, and that's another thing you have to consider, because it's not just about how much money the tool makes you, it's also about how much time it saves you, because while the tool is uploading, you have all of this extra time to do research, to create better designs. You can spend, this is what I've noticed, you can spend way more time on design quality if the sort of tedious and boring upload process is all managed by Flying Upload. You just free up so much more time in your day to focus on more important things that will actually bring you further with your print on demand business. Because let's face it, if you're just uploading stuff all day, you're not really getting better or progressing very much. Yes, you're uploading a few designs each day, that's true, but you're not really educating yourself or finding better niches, learning how to create better designs, that sort of stuff. So that's why I think the time saving aspect is a massive pro of these tools. And the last pro that I wanted to talk about is the fact that there's different tiers and levels in terms of the plans that you can purchase. This is once again specific to Flying Upload. I don't know if the other services do this, but there is a free version to try it out, which I think gives you like 100 products per month or 100 designs per month to upload. And then there's also a beginner tier, which is I think just 10 euros per month, where you can choose one platform of your choice to upload to. So it could be Spreadshirt, TeePublic, Merch by Amazon, Redbubble, whichever one you pick is the one that you will have unlocked. Then there's also an advanced version, that's the next step up, where you get all of the main marketplaces, the sort of bigger names and more known ones. And then with the full version, you get the entire list and all of the features and functionality. So there's definitely something there for every budget. Even if you don't have any money to spare, it is still worth trying out the free version, because you still get some free uploads. That's definitely a pro. There's something there for every budget. I personally use the full version, which I'm really happy with, but if you don't have the money at the moment, it's worth trying out the beginner tool or the advanced version as well. So just a quick thing that I wanted to go over before I move on to the conclusion is I had a look back at when I started using Flying Upload and my income, how it corresponded to it. I'll show you a screenshot. I think it was June 2020 that I first purchased a license for Flying Upload, and this was the full tool. I went all in from the beginning. But basically, June is, if we look at the income report right here from 2020, this is my income that I write down. In June, it was actually fairly low, and then started to use it obviously end of June, July, and the graph sort of gradually grows and grows and grows towards Q4, which I know is natural, but overall the jump, if you compare the first half of the year to the second half of the year, just adding all of those income streams has sort of naturally brought up the income. I only started out with Redbubble, then Merch by Amazon and TeePublic, and then when I started with Flying Upload, I was able to have Society6 added, Spreadshirt, and displayed all of these different income streams that started going up and really helped increase my average monthly income in a sense towards the end of 2020 and moving forward until today. So definitely some evidence there of the software working, for me at least. I did have quite a few designs already laying around that I was able to upload. So if you're new to print on demand and you've maybe only created like 50 or 100 designs, you probably wouldn't feel the same effect. Like, I'm going to be honest, I had probably at least 1,000 designs, probably more than 1,000 already created at this point, and I was able to just quickly put these up on multiple different marketplaces, which definitely had an effect to my income. So my conclusion to the question of whether upload automation is really worth it is that yes, it is worth it, because it literally creates more income and saves more time on top of that than its price. Yeah, the price is high, but divide 500 £500 or €500 by 1,000 hours, and you'd quickly work out that yes, your time is worth more than 50p or 50 cents, at least in my opinion. I'd quickly pay 50 cents to get an extra hour of life. But even though the tool has such great potential, or the tools have such great potential, that doesn't mean that it's all going to change your life overnight automatically. You're still going to have to put in time and effort to maintain and manage the uploads and to get used to the tool. And if you just do print on demand as a hobby, maybe as a creative outlet, and you don't really like stepping out of your comfort zone, then maybe upload automation is not the right thing for you. But in my opinion, if you're serious about print on demand and you value your time, then investing in upload automation is one of the best things you can do for your business. I personally don't regret buying Flying Upload. I only wish I'd done it sooner, to be honest. And if you're interested in the tool, there will be a link down below in the description. And if you use that link, you also get an automatic discount of 20% applied. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you still have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. And if you want to learn how to get started with using Flying Upload, then you'll probably want to watch this video next, where I walk you through how to get set up, how to import your designs and get them ready for upload.